Hello all, welcome to part 3 of Cucumber Hybrid Framework series. In this session, I'm going to continue building the Cucumber Hybrid Framework where I'm going to implement this page object model in Page Factory and removing the hard coding of the data. Okay, so let's get started guys. So these are the few things that I'm going to cover in this session guys as part of this part 3 of this Cucumber Hybrid Framework series. Okay, the part 1 and part 2 as you already have gone through my previous sessions. Okay, I covered these topics. Okay, I have built a framework so far. I created some automation scripts. Okay, all this stuff. So we have run the test using runner class also in the previous part. Now I'm going to remove the hard coding guys. Okay, I'm going to remove the hard coding. So where I'm going to remove the hard coding of the config data, high level data, I'm going to mention that as config data in separate properties files. I'll show you practically, okay? Then reading from Excel files is not at all required, guys. If you are using a Cucumber project, if you are using a Cucumber hybrid framework, okay, few people will ask me a question, okay, generally ask me a question here and there that how to read the data from the Excel files into this Cucumber projects. That is not at all required, guys, okay? So we don't have to use some external Excel files in our Cucumber projects. Okay, we'll pass the data from our feature files itself. Okay, in Cucumber, we generally have to pass the data from our feature files itself. It's not required for us to read the data from the Excel files. Okay, that may be required in hybrid TestNG frameworks and all those stuff, but not in Cucumber frameworks. Okay, so ignore that part. Okay, coming to Cucumber, ignore the Excel reading of the data. That's one thing you have to understand. And next thing is I'll be removing the hard coding of these locators. Okay, hard coding of these locators with the help of this page object model and page factory that I'm going to cover in this session. And apart from that, I'm going to optimize the code a bit to reduce the number of lines and all those stuff. Okay, so I'll quickly switch to this Eclipse IDE where you can see this project that is built so far, this framework that is built so far. Okay, first I will do one thing. I'll open this login.feature file, and this login.feature file is implemented in this login.java. Okay, and here we have this my hooks also, where we have written some code. Fine. Okay, so initialize browser is there. We can do one thing, guys. Okay, driver initialize browser is there, and all this stuff is there. That's fine. We'll optimize the code later. Don't worry. So here you see, if you see this browser name, okay, whatever the browser you are passing here, this particular data in the my hooks is currently hard coded. This data is hard coded, guys. Okay, we have to remove the hard coding of this data, and this URL is also hard coded. Okay, such kind of data I'm going to remove from these files, and we'll place this particular kind of data in a centralized place like properties file and all. So where do we have to create the properties file? It's better to create the properties file under src test resources. So I'll right click on this, guys. Okay, src test resources source folder, and select new. And sorry, I just selected something. Again, I'll select right click on src test resources, select new, and select this package. Name this package as config package. Okay, just give the name as config. You can give any name, guys. Okay, I'm just giving config. Right click on this config and select new again. And now create a file, guys. Select a file. Under this config package, just create a file. Name this file as config.properties file. Okay, the extension should be dot properties. Okay, click on finish. So in this config.properties file, give the browser as browser is equal to pro. And also give the URL is equal to whatever the URL that is hard coded, right? This browser is hard coded here, browser name is hard coded, and URL is also hard coded. Copy this, okay, and go to the config.properties and paste it here. So this kind of high level browser level properties like application or browser level properties like browser name, URL, etc. should be part of this config.properties file under this config package of src test resources generally in the framework. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, next thing that I have to do here is, okay, so here I'm going to initialize the browser, that's fine. Now I need to load the properties file, okay? I need to load the properties file. Where I have to load the properties file? So for that, I'll do one thing. I'll just create one more, okay, under, it's better that I create under src main Java, okay? I'll just name this as new. and create a package known as utils package. Under the utils package, I'll create a class. I'll just name that class as a config reader class. Okay, config reader class. Click on finish. In this config reader class, I'll create a method, guys. Okay, config reader class. I'll create a method. When you call this method, it will load the properties file automatically. Okay, I'll just name this as public static void initialize properties. Okay, initialize properties method I create. You can give any name for this method, any class name for this class. When this particular method is called, we have to initialize this properties file. Okay, this properties file containing these properties need to be initialized first. Okay, so in the config reader which I created under the utils package of src main java, I'm going to initialize. Okay, so how to initialize? I have to write properties prop is equal to new properties. Okay, properties prop is equal to new properties. Hover the mouse on properties and import this from java.util. Now say prop.load. Here we have to give the input stream. You see input stream is required. So I'll write down file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. Okay. Hover the mouse on this file input stream and import this from java.io package. And hover the mouse on this file input stream. It is asking for file. That is nothing but the properties file. File prop file is equal to new file. Okay, what is the location where this properties file is available? You see the properties file is available under this config package of this src test resources here. So for that I'll write down system.get property. So there is a mistake here. I should not say get properties. I have to say get property. Okay, property here in that write user.dir. And also guys, import this file from java.io package and here plus this will get you the project path. Up to the project path, it will come under the project where this properties file is available under src main java, under utils pack, under src test resources, under config package, we have this properties file, right? So I'll write the same thing here, guys. So here I'll write down double backward slash or single forward slash, anything is fine. Double backward slash, generally I prefer src test resources, right? Resources under the resources folder, we have the properties file. Under src test resources, under the config package, we have this config dot properties file. Okay, done. See, that's done. And now give this prop file to this constructor and give this FIS to this load. Okay, it will load the properties file. These two statements are giving some checked exceptions, guys. Okay, checked exceptions are given here. So do one thing, surround them with try catch block better. Okay. Press tab here, Here, give catch block. Okay, for file not found exception and some kind of exceptions will come. You can give anything else. Okay, so I'll give throwable or something. Throwable e dot print practice. That's it. Okay, like this we can surround with package block. And once this properties file is loaded here, I want to return that return this properties, guys. Okay, whoever calls this particular method, I need to return that properties there. Okay, how to return that? Return, simply say prop. Okay, return prop for now. For the mouse, change the return type to properties here. Properties. Okay, that's it. You don't have to do much, guys. Just call this method config reader dot properties. Okay, config reader dot properties initialize properties method, and it will give you the properties file. Okay. So where the properties file is required for now in the my hooks for now. So what I'm going to do here is here, guys. Before I initialize this browser, I'll load the properties file. How? Config reader dot initialize properties. This method will return you the object of this properties file. Okay, I'll say prop is equal to, for the mouse, say create local variable. Now say prop dot, here instead of Chrome, you just give prop dot get property. What is the property key? You have to give the key and you'll get the value. What is the property key here in the config dot properties? Property key is browser. If you give the prop dot get property of browser, means Chrome will come. Okay, here just give that browser. Okay, that's done. Press semicolon here. And here URL also is hard coded. I have to remove the hard coding of the URL. So I'll say prop dot get property. I'll give the URL, guys. Where is the URL? This is a URL. Okay, I'll give this URL, guys, and paste it here. That's it. Done, guys. We have removed the hard coding of the high level data in this particular test, like browser and URL. Okay. Tomorrow, if you want to run the scripts on different browser, come to the config.properties file and change these details, or your application URL changes, come to this properties file and change the URL. Okay, like that. Fine, guys. Okay. So this part is ready. This part is ready. So we have removed the hard coding of the config data in the properties file like this. Okay. Now reading from Excel is not required. If you want to pass some data into the, if you want to pass some data into this, into this project, you don't have to read the data from the Excel files. Rather, you have to pass it from the feature files. Okay. From the feature files itself, we are going to pass the data, guys. No need to read the data from the Excel files. Okay. That's one thing. What is the other one then? Okay, these parts are fine. Okay, so I'm going to remove the hard coding of the locators also, guys. Okay, I'm going to remove the hard coding of these locators. A lot of places, right? Locators are still hard coded. We have to remove the hard coding of the locators. How to remove this hard coding of these locators? You see this locator is hard coded. This locator is hard coded. Every locator in this step definition classes are hard coded at this moment, right? So how to remove the hard coding of these locators? What I have to do? To remove the hard coding of the locators, we have to implement page object model and page factory design patterns in this framework. So how to implement that? Very simple, guys. So if you have followed my previous sessions of this series, you would have understood already. So under SRC main Java, you have to create a package known as right-click new package under SRC main Java. The name of the package is pages, guys. Okay, pages. You can give any name. I'm just giving pages. Here, first I will start with the hooks, guys. Okay. From hooks, the automation script is starting. So here you see, okay, so it's nothing like this. From hooks, there is nothing. So we are just opening the application URL. That's fine. In hooks, there is nothing. We'll go to the login. And here we are clicking on the home page, guys. Okay, on the home page only, the locators are starting. So no need to start from hooks, guys. In hooks, there are no locators that need to be removing the hard coding of. Okay, from step definitions, all the locators are starting. So no need to worry about the hooks. Here, this locator we have to remove the hard coding of this particular locator. But this particular element, my account option, is on which page? This is on the home page. Okay, if you see here, this application we are automating, right? If I have to click on this my account is actually on every page, guys, but we'll stick this my account to home page for now. Okay, so in page object model, we have to stick this particular my account to one page. Okay, even though it belongs to all the pages. Okay, so generally we'll open this we'll click on this my account from home page. So I'm just sticking this my account option to the home page. So this my account, this register option and login option are part of the home page for now. And once you go to the login page, let's say this email address, password and login button and other options on this page belong to the login page, right? So like that, every page has its own elements. So according to the page object model, page factory design pattern, okay, especially page object model design pattern, what we have to do here is we have to create the page classes. Okay, you see this option is on the home page. So first I'll create under right click on the pages and create a new page known as home page. I'll create like this home page. And here under the home page class, first what I have to create, I have to write web driver. This is the first step. Okay, web driver I have to write. Import this web driver from Selenium. So you'll get habituated of creating the page object page classes, guys, page object classes. Okay, here first class I'm creating, multiple classes I'm going to create under the page objects. Okay, here I'm going to write a constructor. I'm going to create a constructor saying public home page. Okay, constructor will have the same name as the class name and it will not contain any return type here. And here it should receive this driver. Now I need to assign this driver to this driver. So I have to say this dot driver is equal to driver. Then here I have to create some elements, guys. Okay, the web elements have to create. Okay, what are the web elements? For now, here if you start the automation script from here, this is the first element I want to create. This element belongs to the home page, my account option. Copy this, guys, copy this and create the web element here. Write private web element. What is the name of that element you want to give? That is my account, right? My account drop menu is the web element. Hold the mouse on this web element and import this web element from Selenium. On the top of this, write at the rate. Okay, find by. At the rate find by. Like this, you write one annotation. Hold the mouse on this at the rate find by and import this find by from Selenium library. Page factory. This is page factory, guys. we are following page object design pattern, page object model design pattern. Okay. And this is a page factory which is implemented, which is given by Selenium to support the page object model, general page object model design pattern. Okay. All these things I covered in the previous sessions, guys. You can go through that. So here give circular brackets and provide XPath is equal to double quotes, whatever the XPath that you have written here, just copy this XPath expression and paste it here, guys. Okay. That's it. One web element I created, guys. Okay? Similarly, other web elements. Okay. Based on our script, these web elements need to be initialized automatically, as you already know. We have to write page factory dot init elements. Okay. Here I have to write driver, and here I have to write either I have to write homepage dot class, or I can simply say this. Anything is fine. This will initialize this web elements. Okay. When this particular object is created for the home page, constructor will be called, and all these elements of this page will be automatically initialized. Okay. That's what is the purpose of this line. Done. Now, guys, so how to access this element? So in place of this, I want to remove the hard coding of this element, right? What I am trying to do here is, here I am going to create an object for the home page. Home page is equal to new home page. Like this, I'll create an object for the home page. Okay, this home page. Over the mouse and import this home page from that pages package of that SRC main Java. And here pass the driver, guys. Okay. So this driver, whatever we got from the get driver, right? That driver I am passing here. Fine. And now I'll say home page. Instead of writing this statement, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a method inside this page object classes home page. For this web element, I'm going to create a method that is public void. Click on my account. Click on my account. Okay. So in this method, I'll say my account drop menu dot click. I'll say okay. That's it. Now, this method I want to call this private, but this is public. People should not be able to access this elements outside this page class, but they should be able to perform the operations with the help of this methods. They can access this methods, guys. Okay. By creating an object for the home page, we can call this method where it will click on the my account drop menu. Okay. So what I'm going to already I create an object for the home page. So I'll simply say homepage dot click on my account. Simply call this method, guys. I don't have to write all this step now. Okay. Now the next one is after clicking on my account here, I have to click on login option. I have to select the login option. How to select the login option? Here, this is the locator we have written. For this, we'll create a web element in the home page. So here, write private web element login option. I'll say login option. And here write on @find by link text is equal to provide the link text, guys. Provide the link text. What is the link text? Here you see this is the link text. Login is the link text. I'll provide that here. That's it. Now for this particular element, also create a method that is public void select login option. And here, when this method is called, we'll just click on this option. Okay, we'll just click this option. That is nothing but selecting the login option. How to select the just save all and just go to this login.java. Here, instead of writing this line, simply write homepage dot select login option. Okay, this statement is not required. This is a page object model, guys, where we are removing the hard coding of the locators. Okay, we are not hard coding the locators inside this step definition classes. Rather, we are putting all this into the respective page classes. Okay, we are centralizing them. Okay, by removing the hard coding of the data and locators. Okay, fine. So far, so good. Then what next? Then user navigates to login page and user enters valid email address into the email field, right? So this is the next step. And here you see another locator is there. So by this time, you will be already there on the which page user enters valid email address into the email field that is on the login page. Once you select the login option, what will happen, guys? You'll be taken to the login page, right? So here is the thing. What we have to do here is this element is on the login page. So create an object for the create a class for the login page. Okay. Based on your requirement, you have to create it. Okay. Login page. Click on finish. Again, the same steps. First, create web driver. This is the first step. Over the mouse and import this. And here, create a constructor, guys. Public login page constructor you create. And here, write on web driver driver you create and say this dot driver is equal to driver, and here write down page factory dot init elements driver. Here write down this. Okay, this like this. Okay, now create the web elements. All these elements will be automatically initialized when this object is created for login page, because constructor will be called and this statement will initialize all the elements. So what is element we are trying to create and all those stuff is this input email, guys. Okay, that is the email field. This is the email field element. Okay, so I'll copy this ID of that email, and here I'll go to the login page and create the web element private web element, that is the email. Okay, email field. Over the mouse on this and import this web element from Selenium at the rate find by. Also import this find by also from Selenium and put here, and here say ID is equal to give that ID. Okay. Now for this particular element, I have to create a method, guys, that is public void enter email address. Enter email address. So we need to receive this email, guys. Email text I'll say. Okay, we have to receive this email. When this particular method is called, we have to pass the email, guys. Okay. So how to pass that, I'll show you. So here simply say email field dot send this command, and here write down email text. That's it. This part is done. Now go to this login.java where we are removing the hard coding of the locators from this step definition file. Instead of writing like this, create an object for the login page. Login page is equal to new login page. Like this, create an object for the login class. Over the mouse and okay, so over the mouse and import this login page, and here pass the driver, guys. Okay, pass the driver. Whatever the driver we are using, the driver we are passing here. Okay. Now here simply write down login page dot enter email address. Okay, that's it. This statement is not required. We have removed the hard coding. Next, here, guys. Okay, we have to enter the valid password into the password field as a next step. So for that, this element is on which page? Again on the login page. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, copy this ID of that password field, ID of this password field. Okay, and go to the login page.java, and here create the web element, private web element password field. Put a semicolon. Here write down at the find by ID is equal to give the ID of that password field, and create a method for that public void enter password. And someone has to pass the password, guys. Okay, here just see here, you go to this login. Here enter email address. We are passing this email text. You see, we are passing this email text. So whatever the email we are getting from the feature file to this particular step definition method, the same email we are passing to the enter email address method. Okay, here also same thing. Login page. Just write down string password text. Okay, we should receive from the calling method, calling statement of this method, and simply write down password field dot send keys and this password text. Okay, I just pass here. Fine. So now come back here to the login.java. Here we have to remove this step. Again, we have to create an object. No, we should not create, guys. It is already created. So copy this part and make it global. Additionally, you can make it private if you want. Okay, not compulsory, but you can make it private. It is a best practice. Okay, so now what you will do here, login page is equal to already there. Remove the double declaration. Already you declared on the global level, right? Why to declare again? Simply say now you can access. Okay. Login page dot enter password. What is the password you want to enter? Whatever the password I am receiving to this method in the step definition file, right? The same password text I am passing to this enter password method. This step is not required anymore. Like that. Okay. Next. Then after entering the password, we have to click on the login button, right? Here, after entering the valid username, valid password, we have to click on the login button. How to do that? Again, the same thing. This login button is also on the same login page. So go to the login page, create the web element, private web element, login button. Login button. Let's create a web element like this. Now here write down at the rate find by and write down XPath is equal to give the XPath of that button. Now for this also we have to create a method. What is the method we want to create? Public void, click on login button. click on login button. Okay. And here in this, we'll say simply login button dot click. That's it. Come back here. Come back to the login.java here. Again, say login page dot click on login button. Okay. This step is not required. So slowly we are removing the hard coding of the locators from each and every step definition method here. Once you click on the login button, what will happen? When you enter a valid email address and valid password and click on the login button, you will be taken to this page where you have to verify whether this option is available or not. You see, here you are verifying whether edit your account information option is displayed on the page or not. But this locator is hard coded, right? But this locator belongs this element belongs to which page? This belongs to account page. This is account. Okay, this is account page, guys. Okay, if you are getting account, this is account page, guys. Okay, to the account page, you have to create a page. Right click new class account page. According to the page object model, the respective elements locators should be created. Objects of the respective elements should be created under respective page classes. Okay, account page. Click on finish. Again, the same steps. First, we have to say WebDriver. Import this WebDriver from Selenium. And here write down public. Constructor you have to create account page. Constructor name should be same as the class name. And this will receive the parameter that is WebDriver. Driver. Okay, it should contain the parameter. And this whatever the value that will come to this parameter will be assigned to this driver, class driver. This driver is called driver. And then we have to write page factory dot init elements driver. Here write down this. Okay, this. Now we have to create the web elements. Private web element. What is a web element? Edit your account information. Option is element, right? And edit your account information option. Okay. So import this from Selenium and here write down @find by. Import this from Selenium again. And here write down link text, right? That is link text. Link text is equal to, you can clearly see here we have the link text. Okay. Copy this part. Copy this locator value and paste into this account page and paste it here. That's it. Now create the method for this public void. What we want to do with this element, guys, we want to verify whether this option is displayed on the page or not. Okay. Display status of edit your account information option. Like this will create a method, guys. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll say edit your account information dot is displayed. This will return true or false. I'll simply say return, guys. Okay, return true or false. If this option is displayed, this is displayed will return true. So boolean value will be written. Simply write the return type as boolean. Now go back to the login.java. Here, guys, to verify this, we have to first create an object for the account page. Account page is equal to new account page. Okay, pass the driver here. Import this account page, and now account page dot display status of. Okay, don't write that here. Better write that in the asset true. Instead of writing this statement, in place of that, you write down account page dot display status of. Okay, like this you write. It's a better way. Okay, you say first scenario is completed, guys. Remaining scenarios within no time will complete anyhow. So first scenario is completed. These things we have removed the hard coding of the locators. Now user navigates to login page already completed. User enters invalid email address into the email field. Okay, this one, user enters invalid email into the email address field. That is there in the login.java. This is the one. Okay, where this field is available. This input email already we have created, right? It's part of the, okay, it's part of the same login page. You see, once you, how to come there? First, user navigates to login page. Okay, once user navigates to login page, then here we have to write. So for here you see, after this step will not be executed. Okay, here will not be creating the object. Okay, the object is created as part of another step. So it's better that Once this particular step is executed, we'll be taken to login page. Again, we have to create the object here, guys. Okay. In this step, we have to create an object, guys. Otherwise, you'll get different exceptions and all. New login page. Okay. The login page is called a new login page. Like this, you have to create. Okay. Every scenario we have to track. Okay. So after this step, you see, in this step, login page object is not created. Immediately, next step will be executed. This method will be executed where you need to create an object for the login page. Okay. And pass the driver. Then say login page dot enter email address. Which email address? Invalid email address. How we are getting the invalid email address with this? By calling this method, guys. Okay. By calling this method, get email with timestamp method. But this method, guys, this method is part of multiple classes, right? This method is part of this method we have implemented here. Publish private string get email with timestamp method is part of multiple classes. That is login.java and register.java. Instead of putting that in every class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that into the utils package. Okay. Util, right click new. I'll just name this class as common utils. Okay. Common utils, I'll say. And here in the common utils, I'll just take that method. That is, where is that? Here, this method I'll move. Okay. Control X. Common utils. I'll just paste it here. Static. I'll just mention it static, so that with the help of the class name, I can call this method common utils dot. Okay, here I gave the better to give the capital case. Common utils dot get email with timestamp. Okay, so whenever you need this method, you just call this method. Okay, common utils dot get email with timestamp. So go to the login.java here, write down instead of calling like this, write common utils dot get email with timestamp. Okay, so now the method is removed from this individual page and move to the common utils. Fine. That part is done, guys. Yeah. Here we are entering an invalid email address with this process. Now, after entering the invalid email address, we have to enter invalid password. Invalid password is fine. We can receive from the feature file. That's okay. But this password field is on the login page. After this method will be called. So you don't have to create an object, guys. Already the object is created in the previous step. So don't have to create here again. Simply say login. So we have to already create an element for this password field, right? So simply say login page dot enter password. Enter password. What is the password you want to enter? Invalid password text you want to enter. Okay. Give the text here and remove this statement. Done. Then click on the login button. That will be done. And we should get a proper warning message. Okay. User should get a proper warning message about mismatching credentials. Okay. This message will come on which page? This message will come on the same login page. Okay. So again, go to the login page. Here, create an element for warning message. Private web element. Warning message. Okay. On the login page. At the rate find by xpath is equal to give that xpath expression that you have created here. That is this is the xpath expression, guys, we have given for collecting that warning message. Okay, so it's kind of tricky here. Copy this from here to here. You copy, that will be enough. Go back to the login page and paste that in the xpath. Done. Now for this, we create a method public void get warning message text. Okay, get warning message text. And here I'll write down get or retrieve, anything is fine. You can give your own names. Warning message dot get text, I'll say. Okay, it will return and it should be in the form of string. Return type should be string. Now come to the login.java. Here what I'm going to do is login here inside the same assert statement. Instead of writing this driver.find element and dot get text, right? So from till dot get text, instead of writing like this, write down login page dot get warning message text dot contains. Okay, like this will write. Fine. So this part is done. Now we have removed the hard coding of this locator also. User don't enter means here this element is already created. So when this step will be executed, we'll see from the feature file for this scenario. User already implemented. User enters valid email address. Okay, so after navigating to login page, user enters valid email address. That is nothing but I'll close all the remaining stuff, guys. Okay, a lot of things are opened here. I'll just open only whatever that is required. So user navigates to login page. User navigates to login page. Yeah. Here homepage object is created and homepage not select. You are taken to the login page. Yeah, after that, user enters valid email address. User enters valid email. Here we create an object for the login page. So no problem. Login page dot enter email address. Whatever the email you are passing here. Okay. Whatever the email you are passing here from the feature file. From the feature file, whatever the email you are passing here, that will go into this method and that will be passed, entered. Okay, that's fine. After that, what is the next step? User enters invalid password. User enters invalid password. User enters, this method will be called. Again, we are creating an object, guys. Okay, again, we are creating an object. Okay, that's okay. That's okay to create an object. That's not a problem. Login page is a new login page of driver. That's okay. We are reinitializing. That's okay. Enter. Sorry, this is not the one, right? I have to say invalid password, right? So this is invalid email. The invalid password is here. Okay, we are not creating an object. That's okay. Enter password. Done. Next. Next one is clicks on login button. Clicks on login button. User clicks on login button. Yeah, login page dot already object is created for login page. No need to worry. User should get a proper warning message. This is also implemented. User should get a proper warning message. Login page dot get warning message dot contains and all the stuff. Okay, this is already done, guys. This step is already done. Then invalid email and valid password. User navigates to login page. Just see the flow, guys. Okay, that's what is important. Okay, so after that, you are taken to the login page. User enters invalid email address into the email. User enters invalid email address. Here, object you created, that's fine. Login page dot. Then user enters valid password 12345 valid password method. Where is the valid password method? Yeah, this one. You don't have to create an object. Login page dot enter password. Valid password will whatever the password that is passed from this step will be passed into that method. User clicks on login button. Yeah, login page dot click on login button. And finally, user should get a proper warning message. That is also implemented. User should get a proper warning message. That is also implemented. Next is this one. Without providing any credentials, user navigates to login page. Yes, sometimes it's happening where, it's organizing itself. So that's okay. First step is what? User navigates to login page. User navigates to login page. Then user don't enter email address into the email field. User don't enter. Here, guys. Okay, this locator is not at hard coding is not at removed. Okay, so what we'll do is to remove this hard coding, this element is available on the login page. So create an object for the login page. Login page is equal to new login page. Okay. So the login page is on the top. Okay. So that to that we are saying login page is a new login page and simply write down login page dot enter email address and don't enter anything else. Enter nothing. Same thing. Okay. Remove this part. Okay. Don't enter that. After that, user don't enter password into the password field. Again, say login page. Already object is created, so I don't have to create again. If it is not created in the previous step, you have to create. Okay. Otherwise, you don't have to create. Enter dot enter password. What password? This is a password. Give the password as empty password. That means you are not entering anything. And user clicks on login button. Login page. Don't have to create an object. Directly say login page dot click on login button, and you'll get the same warning message. Okay, login page dot get warning message. You see all this scenarios in all this feature file got implemented now. And we have removed the hard coding of the locators from this complete step definition file, login.java file. Okay, save this file. This part is done, guys. Now go to the register.feature file. Let's work on this register.feature file in removing the hard coding of the locators. Okay, so go to the register.java. Start with the first step. User navigates to register account page. User navigates to register account page. This is a step. So here we are getting the driver, that's okay. And here the locator's my account is already there on the home page. So create an object for the home page. Already we created a home page, right? Home page is equal to new home page and pass the driver to the constructor here. And import this home page from pages classes. Now write down home page dot click on my account. This step is not required. Remove that step. Now we need to select the register option. Homepage dot. You see, select login option is there, but select register option is not there. Why? Because in that homepage class we have not we have not removed this hard coding of this locator, guys. Okay, this locator we have not mentioned. So for that, I'll open the home page, guys. I'll open this home page, and in this I'll create a web element. Okay, here I'll create a web element, private web element. Whenever there is a need, only you create the elements, guys. Don't create the elements beforehand. Okay, whenever as per your automation script, if you have to put a web element as part of a page class, then only create that element here. Okay, whenever the time comes, you have to, as per your test case and all, you have to create. At the rate find by. This is also link text mostly. So I'll go to the register and copy this register and paste into the this part. Okay. Now write on public void select register option. Register option dot sorry. Yeah, register option dot click. Yeah, right. That's it. Okay. So now go to the register.java and write down. Okay, I just changed something here. Click on my account. Control Z, Control Z. 1 minute. Okay. Here, register option dot click. Click on save all. Come back here. Write down home page dot select register option. Remove this. Okay. Hard coding of locators in this step is completed. Next step. What is the next step here? User enters the details into the below fields. Okay. User enters the details in a lot of elements are there, which we have to remove the hard coding of. All these elements belong to the register page, guys. Once you are navigated to the register page, you'll find all these elements. Okay. You see, once you log out from here, and once you click on the my account and select register option, you will be taken to the register account page where you find all these elements. The first name field, last name field, email address field, telephone field, password confirm field, like that, and so on. So to remove the hard coding of these locators here under the pages classes, pages package, I'll create a class known as register page. Register page or register account page, anything you can create, not a problem. Okay, here write down web element, sorry, web driver I'll create. For the mouse, import this, import this web driver from Selenium. Now here create a public void, public constructor, public register page. Okay, constructor will not have return type. Web driver. Now write down this dot driver is equal to driver. Okay, here write down page factory dot init elements driver. Here write down this. That's it. Now here create the element private web element first name field, right? First name field. Okay. And here over the mouse on web element import this and write down at the rate find by. Here mostly ID, guys. ID is equal to over the mouse on at the rate find by import it from Selenium. Here ID is equal to home page remove. Just come here, copy this ID and paste it here. Okay. For this we'll create a method public void enter first name. The name of the method I'm just giving it very simple. Enter first name. And here we'll pass the string first name text. Okay. While calling this method, we have to pass the name and simply write on first name field dot send keys. First name field dot send keys, and you have to pass this first name text here. Okay. Now come back to this register.java. Here we'll remove the hard coding. We have to create an object for the register page. Register page is equal to new register page, and pass the driver here. hover the mouse on this register page and import it from pages. Now write down register page dot enter first name. Okay, what is the first name? Data map dot get our first name. From the feature file, we are getting this data. Here, give that. Done. Okay. So then this line is done. Second line, input last name. Okay. ID is there. So this is for the last name field. Private web element last name field. The rate find by ID is equal to give that last name field ID. Okay. Here create a method for that. Public void enter last name string last name text. Now write down last name field dot send keys of this last name text. Done. Come back here and here write down register page enter register page dot enter last name. That last name is nothing but data map dot get last name. From the feature file we are reading. Remove this last name also. Email we are not reading from the feature file, but we are reading from the timestamp. So here remove this method, guys. Okay, we don't have to have a separate method here. Okay, I'll tell you how to get this. So now anyhow this input email, copy this input email ID and write down private web element email field on the register account page at the rate find by write down ID, right? ID is equal to that ID of the email. Okay, now create a method for that. Public void enter email address and say string email text. Now in this method, you write down email field dot send keys and whatever the email text that is passed, you will pass it here. Okay. Now come back to this register.java and here write down register page dot enter email address. What is the email address you have to enter? You should not be calling like this. I have moved this method into the common utils, right? Under common utils, we have this get email with timestamp. So simply write down common utils dot get email with timestamp. Okay, that's it. Remove this part. Now telephone, for telephone, copy this ID, come back here to the register page, create the web element, private web element, telephone field, okay, telephone field, at the rate find by ID is equal to, give that ID. Now come back here, register page, enter, oh sorry, the method I have not created. Create a method here, public void, enter telephone number, enter telephone number string, telephone text. Okay. In this method, you write down telephone field dot set keys and write down telephone text. Register page dot enter telephone number and the telephone number we are reading from the feature file. Okay. Here we are getting from the feature file that we have to pass. This line is also done. We have removed the hard coding of several locators so far in this register dot feature step definition class. And now password field, copy this ID of this password field. Now come back here, then write down private web element password field and here write down at the rate find by ID is equal to give the ID of the password. Okay. Save all. Now create a method for that. Public void enter password string password text. Here write down password field dot send keys and pass this password text. Now go back to this step definition class and write down register page. Since the method is created in the register page, you can say register page dot enter password. This one, okay, and you can get the password from the feature file. Copy this and provide it here. Done. What next? Here in password confirm field. Okay, so here go to the register page and create an element for the password confirm field. Private web element password confirm field. Here write down at the rate find by id is equal to input confirm and create a method for that. Public void enter confirm password or confirm password. Okay, string password text. Here write down password confirm field dot send keys and this password text. Done. Now click on save all and say register.java and write down register page dot enter confirm password and the password is nothing but data map dot get off password only. From the feature file we are reading the password. Copy this part and provide here. You see this logit is also we have removed the hard coding off. Okay, so now all these steps are completed, guys. Okay, till here. Now user select the privacy policy. Let's go to the privacy policy method. User selects the privacy policy. Here locator is there, agree. Copy this name locator. Go back to the register page. Here create web element, private web element, privacy policy option. Okay, privacy policy option. Write down @ find by for that name locator, right? We have the name locator. So name is equal to write down name is equal to user name of that privacy policy field. Now create a method for this element, that is select privacy policy public void select privacy policy. Now how to select this privacy policy? Write down privacy policy option dot click. You have to write down. Okay. Now call this method. Here write down already. Here guys, already this object is created here, right? I'll make this object kind of global, so I don't have to create again and again. Write down private. Remove this double declaration. Now write down here register page dot select privacy policy. Okay, this is removed. After you select the privacy policy, what is the next step? User clicks on continue button. This continue button is also on the register page only. So continue button. So this is the step. Okay. So here this element I'll create an for this web element I'll create an object in the register page. Okay. So I'll write down private web element continue button @ find by xpath, I guess, right? Yes, xpath only. Create a method for that. Public void click on continue button. Click on continue button. Just write down continue button dot click. Click on save all. Now here come back here and write down register page dot click on continue button. Okay, this part is done. After you click on the continue button, what will happen? User should get user account should get created successfully. Okay, user account should get created successfully. Which page this is actually? We'll find it out. Okay, you create a new account. Give some email address here, some telephone number. Click on continue button. You see, this is account success page, guys. What is this page? Account success page. Okay. So I need to create an object for the account success page now because that is a new page. I need to create a page for account success page. Page class for account success page in the page object model. Now here I'll say web driver. Driver I will say for the mouse on this web driver and import this web driver from Selenium and create a constructor now. Public account success page like this. Create a constructor web driver driver. This dot driver is equal to driver. Now page factory dot init elements driver. This one is this. You have to give the this keyword here. That's it. Now create the elements private web element. What is the web element you want to create here on the account success page? You want to create this your account this page heading. Okay, nothing but the page heading, guys. So here we have the XPath expression for that. Copy this XPath expression. Go back to the account success page. And here write down page heading. At the rate find by path is equal to use that XPath. Import this find by from Selenium and web element also from Selenium. Create a method public void get page heading. Get page heading. How to get the page heading? I have to say page heading dot get text. This will get the page heading. So I'm going to return this. Okay, when this method is called, I'm going to return this. The return type is string. Now come back here. Simply I have to write down. I have to create an object for the account success page first. Account success page. Account success page is equal to new account success page. Okay. Pass the driver here. For the more than account success page and import this from pages classes, pages package, and now say account success. So you don't have to write this extra step in this asset statement only we can write here. Instead of writing driver.find element dot get text and all, I'll remove all this stuff and simply write account success page dot get page heading. That's it. Okay. The retrieved page heading will be matched with this. If it is matched, the test will pass. The first scenario is automated, guys. Okay. The first scenario, we have removed the hard coding of the locators also. For second scenario, it will become a bit easy now. Okay. User creates an account with all the fields. User navigates to register account page. Already we have implemented. User navigates to here. You see homepage object is created. That's fine. Then what is the next one? User enters the details into the below fields. Okay. User enters the details, same fields. Okay. Already we have implemented. User enters the details into the below fields already implemented. Register page and all those stuff. We create an object for, you see in this step, we have created an object for the register page. Fine. And we have entered all the details. Then already this step is implemented as part of the previous scenario. User selects, this is a new one. Okay, this is a new one, guys. User selects S for newsletter. Okay. User selects S for newsletter. This is the one. Okay, here we have a locator for S radio, but radio option under the newsletter. This element is on register account, register page. Okay, so I'll say register page. I'll go to the register page here, open that, and here I'll create the web element, private web element. Yes, to newsletter. Yes, to newsletter. Yes. Otherwise, yes, newsletter option. Okay, at the rate find by. Have an XPath, right? You see, this is the newsletter option XPath, and create a method for selecting this option. Public void select yes newsletter option. Select yes newsletter option, and for that we'll take this locator element and say dot click. That's it. Now come back here to this register.java, and already before this method This method is called and register page object is created. I'll take this object reference and simply, here I'll write register dot select yes newsletter option. This step is not required now. After you select the yes newsletter option, clicks on continue button is there. Let's go to the clicks on continue button. You see register already object is created. So register clicks on continue button already implemented. User account should get created successfully. Go to the user account. Okay. You see already account success page. We have implemented. So no problem. Okay. Done guys. Second scenario is done. Third scenario, user navigates to register account page. Again, user navigates to register account page. Yes. Then user enters the details into the below fields with this is a different step guys. Okay, altogether. User enters, we can copy paste this. Okay. But here we have to pass this duplicate email address. We have to receive the email from the feature file. Okay. So for that, here I created one method here. You see these elements we can remove and we have to pass this email from the feature file itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all these steps, creating an object for the register page and entering the first name from the feature file, last name from the feature file. Here instead of a new email, we are going to give an existing email, that is data map dot get off. Okay, this email from the feature file we are going to receive. Okay, copy this email and pass that email. That's it. Telephone, password. Okay, these steps are not required anymore. Hard coding of this locators got removed. Okay, so save all. Next, user clicks on S for newsletter or done. Register page dot user selects privacy policy done. User clicks on continue button done. User should get a proper warning. Okay, this step we have to go to now, which is not we have not checked into. Okay. Yeah, user should get a proper warning about duplicate email. Okay, here is a warning message we are getting. On which page we are getting the warning message? On the same register page. So go to the register page and see if you have any element for warning message. No. Write down private warning message. That's not a private web element. Warning message. Write down at the rate find by. Mostly XPath. XPath is equal to. Where is that? This is the XPath. Okay. Give that XPath. Copy it properly. From here to here it is. Copy this portion and come back here to the register page and provide that XPath. Now create a method to retrieve this particular warning message text. That's public void. Either you can say retrieve or get warning message text. And here write down this element, that is warning message dot get text. Warning message dot get text, and I'm going to return the text. Here I'll say string. Whoever calls this method will get the text. Okay. So go back to the register.java. Here write down. So instead of writing a separate line, we can write in the same steps. That is here. From till dot get text you can remove and simply say register page dot get warning message text dot contains this particular text. Okay, this is the thing. We have removed the hard coding of that locator. Done, guys. Third scenario is done. For the last scenario, guys, user navigates to register account page. User navigates to register account page. This is done. Next, user don't enter any details into the fields. User don't. You see here, there are no steps. Okay, intentionally kept blank, so you don't have to worry much. Okay, there is no locator that you have to remove the hard coding of. Don't worry. Okay. User clicks on continue button. Now this is what is the challenge. User navigates to. So we'll do one thing, guys. Okay. So here in this step, user don't enter any details into the fields, right? We'll create an object. Okay. And instead of keeping it blank, we'll create an object for the register page. Okay. Register page. Register page is equal to new. Register page, I'll say and say driver. Okay. That's it. Now we have created an object for the register page. In the next step, we don't have to do much. User clicks on continue button. User clicks on Continue button. Yeah, already object is created, so no problem. Then user should get proper warning messages for every mandatory field. You see, all lot of locators are there here, guys. Okay, driver.find element locators are there for which we have to remove the hard coding of. All these warning messages are coming on the restart page itself. So already object is created also. So what we can do is we can copy this locators and remove the hard coding from this method. Okay, copy this. This warning message we are getting for privacy policy, guys. Okay, privacy policy warning. This is. See, this is nothing but okay, fine, no problem. We'll go to the register page. We'll call this method, guys. Okay, this is nothing but the same warning message. Okay, alert dismissible, which is same actually. This locator is same if you see observe. Alert dismissible. Okay, so what we can do here is here I can write down till get text I'll remove and say for the first warning only this is applicable. Register page dot get warning message text. Okay, privacy policy will come at this get warning message text, and from first name onwards it will come in below the fields. So this locators, okay, first name warning. This is first name warning. Copy this first name warning locator. Go to the register page and write down data elements, private web element, first name warning at the rate find by path is equal to give that X path. Done. Then private web element, last name warning, private web element, email warning, private web element, telephone warning, private web element, password warning. Like this, all these warning elements I'm creating, and on the top of this I'm writing at the rate find by X path is equal to. Come back here and copy this X path for first name warning and paste it here. Now for this one, at the rate find by X path is equal to last name warning we have to give. This is a last name warning. Then we have this one. Email address warning. Okay. There is a mistake somewhere. This is a last name warning, right? This one has to be created here. Input last name, and this is the email. For email, we have to get from here. This is the email warning, and here at the rate find by path is equal to telephone warning. So telephone warning. Okay, this is the telephone warning. Copy this, paste it here. Finally, password warning at the rate find by path is equal to here give the password warning. Last one. All these locators we are removing the hard coding of. Okay, simple terms. You have to create the methods for each and every warning element: first name warning, last name warning, email warning, telephone warning, and password warning. So I'll create the methods here. Public void get first name warning. Get first name warning. I'll create the methods in bulk first, just to save time. Public void get last name warning. Public void get email warning. Then public void get password warning, telephone warning. public void get password warning. Now write down get first name warning dot get text. Okay, first name warning dot get text, and I have to return this text. So say return, and return type should be string type. Now here write down last name warning dot get text. Now say return. Return type is string. Then email warning. For that you have to go here and say email warning dot get text. Return this email warning and say return type should be string. Telephone warning. Telephone warning dot get text. Simply say return and here string. Password warning. For that password warning dot get text. Simply say return string. That's it. Click on save all. Now go to this register and now you can remove one by one. So in this assertion statements only we are going to write. We are not going to write separate steps. Here we are going to write, instead of writing this get text and all those stuff, till here you can remove and say register page dot get first name warning. Similarly, register page dot get last name warning. Then register page dot get email warning. Here register page dot get password warning. Sorry, telephone warning dot get telephone warning. And here last one is password warning. Register page dot get password warning. Okay, done. Click on save all. Control shift over. That's it, guys. All the locators from this, all the locators which are hard coded in this register.java step definition file got removed, guys. Okay, we have removed the hard coding of the locators in the register.java step definition file. Now the last file we have as per the sample is that search feature, guys. Okay, it's very simple, guys. Okay, it will not take much time. There are not many locators here. We can wind it up after this. Okay, so go to this part we can close. Okay, after this. So we'll see from the first step, user opens the application. Any locator is there here? No. No need to worry. Then user enters valid product HP into the search box field. Where exactly? Where is the search box field? The search box field is part of the home page because it's part of every page, means home page only we are entering. Okay, we are opening the application URL like this. We are opening the application URL and we are entering the valid product name into the search box field. This search box field is part of every page, guys. So I'm sticking it to the home page because mostly from the home page we'll enter the valid product into the search box field. So home page, we'll open the home page and create a web element here. Create a web element for that search box field. Private web element search box field @ find by. What is the locator we have? Name, mostly name locator. If I remember, yeah, name locator is there. Copy this. Come back here and write down name is equal to provide the XPath and create a method for this element. Here, create a method. Public void enter valid product into search box. Into the search box. Okay, into search box. Enter valid product into search box. Now for that, to enter, you have to copy the search box field. And here, what is that string? Valid product text. Here I'll say dot send keys this valid product text. So come back the search.java. Here, create an object for the which page we have to create a home page. Home page is equal to new home page and pass the driver here. Over the mouse on the home page and import this. And now say homepage dot enter valid product into search box field. What is the valid product? This is the valid product text. Copy that and paste it here. Okay, that will be passed into the method. We are getting the valid product from the feature file, and that feature, whatever the text you get, that you are passing to this method in the home page. Now, user clicks on search button. Next step will be user clicks on search button here. So for that, this button is also on the home page because it is on every page. So home page. So I have to make it global, guys, so that I can access here. Already created an object. So just for this page classes, just mention as private, guys. Now say homepage dot. This method is not there for this element. This button, we have not created a object in this page object classes. So go to home page and create a web element for that element on the page, web element. That is search button, right? Web element. Search button. At the rate, find by what is the locator XPath, I guess. Okay, XPath. Provide the XPath expression of that locate search button. Now for this, we have to create a method. Click on search button method. Public void. Click on search button. And simply write down this web element search button and say dot click. Dot click. That's it. Go back here. Here write down homepage dot. Click on search button. Okay, this step is done. So once you click on the search button, user should get valid product displayed in the search results page. Okay. User should get a valid product displayed in which page? Search results page. Okay. So this element is part of the search results page. So we have to create a new page here, that is search results page class. Search results. Okay. Page. Click on finish. As usual, we'll create this web driver and then constructor. Import this web driver from Selenium. Create a constructor, guys, public search results page web driver, and then this dot driver is equal to driver. Then page factory dot init elements driver. Here this okay. After that, web elements private web element. Which web element? Valid product. Valid HP product. Okay, web element. Over the mouse. At the rate find by. What is the locator we have here? This is the locator. Okay, link text locator. So here write down link text is equal to like this. Now public void display status of valid product. Display status of valid product is displayed. We'll return this Boolean value. Now come back here to the search.java and here write down On which page? Search results page, right? Search results page. Search results page is equal to new search results page for the driver. Import this. Now write down search results page dot display status of valid product. That's it. Done, guys. This step is implemented now. The first scenario is completed, guys. Remaining scenarios, it won't take much time. User opens the application. Yes, user opens the application. Then user enters invalid product. Honda into the search box field. User enters invalid product. Okay, here. So the search box field is part of the home page. So we have to create an object for the home page, guys. First, we have to make it global. Already it is made global. So here say home page is equal to new home page. First, we have to create an object, guys. Okay. Because this step is coming after immediately after this step. You see, in this first step, home page object is not created. So if home page is required here, you have to create an object. Okay. Then only it will be fine. Then here write down home page dot end. This is enter, instead of enter valid product, invalid product, what we can do is we can write a generic method here in the home page. Instead of writing valid, invalid, just write here product text you can write. Just make it generic for both the steps. Product text, enter product into search box. Okay, this is better. Search box field dot send keys. Okay, so home page dot enter product into search box. Here somewhere the valid you have to remove. Here invalid product text. Copy this and paste it here. Invalid product text, only this part. Okay, this part is not required. Then user clicks on search button. That's also on the home page. User clicks on home page dot click on search button. Yeah, that's fine. The previous step, the object is created. For this step, you don't have to create an object. User should get a message about no product matching. User should get a message that no product matching. Where this message is coming on the search results page. Okay. So here the locator will be there. XPath locator. Copy this XPath locator of that message. And create a web element here. Private web element message text at the rate find by XPath is equal to give that XPath of that message text and create a method here. Public void get message text. Write on message text dot get text and say return. Here string, return type is string. Like this you have to write. Now using which object? Search results page object. Okay, come back here. Here we have to create an object for search results page. Search results page. Search results page is equal to new search results page. And pass the driver. Now write down here, instead of writing this get text and all, write down. Okay, it's kind of tricky now. From here we have to remove till get text. Search results page dot get message text. Okay, done, guys. Next, user opens the application. Yes, user opens the application. After that, user don't enter any product name into the search box field. User don't enter. So here I'll create an object for the home page. Home page is equal to new home page. Better. Instead of keeping it blank, I'll just write this. That's okay. Then user clicks on search button where the search button is there on the home page. Since the object is created here, you don't have to create object here. Home page dot click on search button. without entering any product, we are clicking on the search button. User should get a warning about no product matching. Same thing. User should get a message about no product matching on the search results page. Okay, that object is already created and fine. This is how we have to implement all the steps, guys. We have removed the hard coding from all the step definition files, right, of all these feature files. Okay, by using the page object model and page factory design patterns, we have done that. Now we have to see whether the things are working fine, whether we are reading the data properly from the config.properties file, and this locators got are being read from this page classes properly or not. We have to see that. Okay, are the scripts really working after implementing all this stuff, removing the hard coding of the config data from the files, and removing the hard coding of the locator from the files. After doing this, is the code still working or not? Okay, I'll optimize the code in the next part, guys. Okay, there's a lot of optimization to be done. I'll do that in the next part. Okay, so for now in the part 3, only removing the hard coding we have done. So in the next part, I'll optimize this code, guys. A lot of optimization is required that I will do in the next part. For now, let's open this runner class. Where is the runner class here? Here. Okay. And REST Java, we have this runner class. Run this and see whether these things are still working or not. Okay. Right click, run as JUnit test. So we have done a lot of things in this session, guys. Okay. So this is how we have to build the framework based on our requirement. We have to update the stuff. Okay. Your account has exceeded, number of our login items is coming. Okay, we have given the valid password, right? Still it is okay. That's okay. For duplicate email, we are giving that email. That's the reason, guys. Even though you are giving a valid password, it's giving that message. Okay. So it's better we use a different duplicate email. Okay, for that scenario, or we'll change the valid email differently. Okay. So, but when you are running only, you'll get this things, guys. Okay, in real time, what's happening, you can find it out. Okay, this warning message, some error is coming. It seems something what failed in this also. We'll see what's failing. After 10 seconds, it will close. You may not see the proper results sometimes. You may be thinking that everything will be fine, but sometimes it may not happen. So we have to troubleshoot our scripts, okay, accordingly. Let's go to JUnit and find out what got failed, what didn't got failed. Login with valid credentials got failed. Go to this login.feature file. We are passing a valid email address, guys. Instead of this, pass another valid email address. The things will be okay. So next one, user creates an account without filling any details is failing. Okay. No such element unable to locate XPath input email sibling dev. Okay. No such element exception is coming here without filling any details. If you click on that, for input email, it is coming. Okay. You will see that there is a problem with the locator, it seems. We'll go to the restart page. For input email, the message is coming. Looks good for me, but any problem? Where exactly is the problem? Here, double slash input should be there. This is a problem. Okay. The locator is given wrong here. Okay. So that got rectified. What are the next problems we are facing? User searches for a valid product. Here cannot invoke pages.homepage.click on search button because this dot homepage is null. Okay. Okay. Let's see. User searches for a valid product. Okay. User searches for a valid product. User opens the application. Yes, user opens the application. Then user enters valid product. Go to that, user enters valid product. Here we created an object for the home page, right? Home page. Already we make it global. Again, we are double declaring. That's the problem, guys. You see, sometimes if you forget removing the local declaration when the global declaration is done, you'll get this kind of exceptions. Okay, these are problem, guys. Now, yeah, I think this will work fine now. Okay, all the issues have rectified. These are the common things that every people will do this kind of mistakes, guys. Okay, so objects are not created or improper locators we give. This kind of troubleshooting we have to do our own. Right click run as JNet test. Let's see whether all the scripts are working fine or not this time. A different valid email I gave this time, okay, to overcome that problem. Yeah, it's working fine. So restart test related scenarios are running now. First one is done. Now second one is going on. All fields. Third one, duplicate email. Should get a message. Yeah, duplicate email message came. Fourth one, all warning messages when you don't enter anything. That is also done. Fifth one, such scenarios, a valid product, then invalid product, second scenario. Now third scenario, last one, without entering any product. Done. Everything is working fine. Looks like, you see, everything got passed. Everything got passed, but we got an assertion error here. Okay. Login with valid email and invalid password. What is that assert error we got? Login with valid email and invalid password. Okay, assertion error is coming. Let's see. This is part of the login. So login page, and it's saying valid email, invalid password. Valid email, invalid password. That is login.java. Valid email and invalid password. Yeah. That's the scenario, actually, third scenario. Uh, user should get a proper warning message about credentials mismatch. This step is failing at line 80. Let's directly go there. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Got it. Got it. Valid email, invalid password. We have to give a different valid email, guys. Okay. That's the problem that is causing this problem. So from where we can get this warning message, valid email and invalid password. So just see here, valid email into the email address field. Mostly from the feature file, we'll get that. Let's see once. This is third scenario. Valid email. This is okay. I'll give a different email, guys. Okay. So I have already given 3 here and 9 somewhere, and I'm giving 1 here. Let's see whether it will work or not. I'll just say login. Gap 1. Login. Yeah, it's working fine. So let's run this time. Close all. When you're running all the things together, you'll get a lot of issues. Okay, you have to resolve them. Last run, most probably, this should solve all the problems for us. So what's happening is application in other scenarios, you are giving valid email and invalid password. So after maximum attempts, it's giving a different message, guys. Okay, so that's the reason we have to use different emails everywhere, different valid emails, different places. Okay, so that it will work fine. The main focus I am putting is on the framework, guys. Okay, so this kind of problems will come in real time. This framework is also covering a live project scenarios. You see, I'm getting the issues in the live project and I'm resolving them before you. Okay, so based on the situations of the application and all, you are getting double knowledge, framework and live project together in this framework series. Okay, let's go to JNet and see this time. 12 out of 12 got passed. Nothing got failed, guys, this time. You see, everything got passed. So this is fine, guys. We are done with this part 3, and a lot of optimization is still left out that we'll do in the part 4 with any other stuff of the framework. Okay, so for now we are done with the part 3 of this framework. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.